everyone out in Creeptastic land.
Hi.
And this is Rebecca Uriarte. Is that how you say it?
Hi.
Okay.
We say
Close.
Uriarte,
Uriarte. Okay.
but Uriarte, and then like if you want to say it with the accent, it's supposed to be said with is Uriarte.
Ooh.
But we always say Uriarte.
I really like that version actually.
I know, it's so fancy. I never said
It is. Sounds like you're living in Italy or something.
I know, right?
And Rebecca has a business where she makes fake cakes, which not something I ever knew existed until I met Rebecca.
Yeah.
So I
didn't know about it either.
You didn't?
No, not until like 2 years before I started doing it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to have you kind of start up by just talking about your business and kind of how you got into it or found out about it, or did you start out doing regular cakes or how did it go?
You know, someone had mentioned the fake cakes to me, but I've always done real cakes. So I've been a decorator and a baker for like 30 years. That's all I ever did. Was always in the bakery. So I knew that really well and worked at lots of different bakeries over the years. And I think I started when I was like maybe 20, about 20 or so. So anyway, I was doing all the cakes and you know, after you've done something for 30 years, it gets kind of boring. So I was like, I need to do something different. And plus I'm the kind of person who gets bored easily. So, so then I found out about fake cakes, started seeing them online. And then I heard from a couple of people asking me about it. And so I just decided to just try it. And that's it. And I'm not going back to baking.
No,
this is way easier. Way easier. You're skipping like 5 steps.
Yeah. And what did you
baking,
did you run your own bakery in the past when you were doing real cakes, or did you work for someone else? Or
no, I always did I did cakes from home, like on the side for people, right. But I always worked for somebody else. Okay. Yeah. So
now you get to work
and
for yourself.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I make my own rules. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this has only been going on. Well, I've been doing it for about 4 years now. But I quit my last bakery job, and I kind of knew when I started at that bakery, I was like, this is the last one. This is it. And so, yeah, I quit in February, and I have been so happy with that decision. It hasn't been so easy, but I'm not going back. So
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You're living the dream.
I know.
Stay at home, make your own rules.
Yeah. I mean, I do. And you know what? And I put this post up a while ago. It was the hardest boss I ever had was me. Like for sure. I am just like, get back to work.
Really?
You lazy slacker, like get back to work. Yeah. No rest time for you. So I actually had to tell myself to like chill. Just chill. It's okay. You could take a day off, So
you always kind of make probably like wedding type cakes, the fake ones all year round, but then like you kind of do certain ones for holidays coming up and all that, I'm assuming.
Yes, I do. But it's funny because I'm in your group and I just happen to have this thing for Halloween and darker Gothic style, that kind of thing. So here I am like making all these like Gothic, like this one. It was like in April. it was like March or April. And I was like, okay, one holiday at a time. You have to get through Easter first before you start doing Halloween, And but I was so excited to just like, I'm like, I could just do all like the Gothic, Victorian, darker colors, all that stuff.
All the time.
I could do that all year. So, and I do kind of do it all year. I throw it in there. So,
yeah. I mean, there's dark and gloomy days in April. So, you got to do what you're in the mood for. So you are going to be talking us through how you make one of your cakes. That is the plan.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So, yeah, you just start, and if I have a question, I'll jump in. If anybody else has a question, you jump in.
Okay, cool.
Louisa said she had a fake wedding cake. Like, none of it was real. Why?
Well, we cut up a cake in the back to hand out to people, but
gotcha.
but my cake,
Gotcha.
the cake that we took pictures with and pretended to cut was fake. Oh, they put a real cake, one piece, just so we actually looked like the knife was going into. Yeah, but I didn't know that till I got married, that you could hire or use a fake cake for your pictures, and that's what we did.
It probably would have been a lot cheaper to go that route. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they are a little bit cheaper. I guess it always depends on who's making it and the bakery you're ordering a wedding cake at. But so far, my wedding cakes have been cheaper than a regular bakery. So, and the thing about wedding cakes or any cake that you make with spackling, it's not going to get on your dress. It's not going to melt if you have an outdoor wedding. So those are things that you don't have to worry about. Even transporting it is like so easy. It can fall over and no big deal. It just fell over and you just pick it back up. Like a real cake, since I was a decorator for so long, I know the most nerve-wracking thing is the delivery.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it always was. Because
what as long as we're on the topic, what are some of the other things you use them for or people buy them for besides like a fake wedding cake?
Photo shoots. A lot of people do photo shoots with them. Like I've had a lot of people order for their dogs photo shoots. So I've had quite a few of those. And they send me these pictures and on my, in my reviews of their little puppy dog next to the cake. And it's so cute. So I didn't even know people did that, but a lot of people do that. And then a lot of people use it for their own birthday shoot. And so they'll just, because if they're in a nice outfit or whatever, they don't want to mess with the frosting. So they'll hold like a fake cake.
Right.
I've been getting a lot of orders for 6-month birthday cakes, which is actually a cake that's cut in half. And then you put a little sign on top that says 6 months, or you put like writing on the board. And also I think people just like decorate their house with it. So same kind of people that would decorate for holidays, decorate their kitchens with a big cake.
Right.
For the holiday.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So you start with styrofoam rounds, and you can get those at craft stores or buy them online, any size. And that's the core. And then the frosting is spackling. So when I first started making this spackling, I haven't actually used that many different ones, but this one is like so similar to buttercream. Really is. I mean, right out of the bucket. You don't even have to do anything to her. You stir it a little bit, but you don't really have to do anything to it. And you need the turntable and a spatula. So you need all the stuff that you usually need for decorating a cake. But you don't need the cake pans. So
or an oven.
Just need the styrofoam or an oven. Yeah.
How much does like a bucket of that spackling about cost?
About 20.
20. And you'll get a few cakes out of
So
that, or just depends on how big they are, I suppose.
It depends on how big they are, but I would say out of like one bucket, I could get 20 regular size cakes out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes a long way.
And how long do you have before it dries?
So this, like on the outside of the bucket says 30 minutes, but that is for when you're really just filling a hole in the wall. And even that I think is rushing it. I would still say it's going to be not hard enough to paint over in 30 minutes. But for a cake, I don't touch it for a day, a full 24 hours. So after I do this, I'll put it aside, don't touch it for 24 hours. And then for like borders, like these borders, these can't be touched for like, after I pipe something like this on, I don't touch it for like 3 days because it's really thick. And this is not, you know, this spackling is not made for that. It's made for filling holes. So it takes a long time to dry. So I don't touch it for like 3 days, and even longer if it's like a big fat chunky border. Like I'll go like 4 days. I just leave it on the shelf. I don't even look at it because I've touched it too soon, and yeah, it just ruins the shape. So
I guess you don't have to have it on there super thick. It doesn't have to be on super thick, just enough to cover.
This is just like regular icing. I'm going to scrape most of it off, and it's just a thin coating. So it just gets thicker the more like borders you put on it.
Right.
And this is a bench scraper, and this is my magical tool that I love so much. And I don't do a cake without this tool. And you can also, well, it's made for scraping a baker's bench, but I use it for scraping, you know, the sides of a cake. And then you can also cut dough with it, you know, this way. You can cut clay with it. So it's kind of like a knife. And yeah, it's the best tool. It's the best. And what I like to do is go really like one rotation around if I can, because that leaves the least amount of lines on the side of the cake. So if you just go once.
Kat, you were putting in the comments about needing some fake cakes for your photo biz. Do you have a full-time photo biz or on the side, or?
Well, I run Meraki Tribe. I'm actually wearing the shirt today.
Okay.
And we are a community of passionate artists. So we do a lot of photo shoots. I've got a photo shoot coming up that is mystery themed next month. So I just like having fun things to add to our photo shoots. And when I saw her cakes, I'm like, oh, we got to have stuff for this.
It'll definitely be a fun thing to add in for sure. And something different.
Yeah. I have that little line there, but that's okay. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not going to actually use this cake. So I'm just doing this for the demo. But I've done customs. So for your photo shoot that you were talking about, like I did one last year, and it was like a black cake, and it just looked like red blood splatter on it. So I don't know what kind of mystery you're doing, but anyway, if you message me, I could think of something for you. So this is the finished cake icing. And then I just put this away for like 24 hours. And so after you've done the icing, then you paint it. So this one has a gray base. And it has black piping. So if I add I'll add the paint to the spackling for the frosting. But with black, you can't go that black or it's going to get runny. So it only goes to gray. So I pipe it on and then I paint it after it dries. So the whole process takes several days. So
Yeah. Boy, I
and
would be scared painting that I would get little bits on the flat part of the cake.
oh yeah. Oh, I know. Well, it's like you just have to take your time. And I do. I just have to go back and retouch it. So.
Yeah.
Especially with black. It's like,
So what kind of paint, like to paint that gray cake there, the full cake, what do you use for paint? Acrylic paint or something else?
so usually I end up going to Lowe's or the Home Depot and getting paint because you can customize the colors. So you can get the exact color that you want. So I get sample size. Yeah.
So it's just paint
where
like
I
you would
spend a
paint
lot
your
of-
wall, I guess.
Yeah, house paint. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I also get these guys too at craft
Okay.
stores. These are cheap. They're only 99 cents
Mhm.
or less. I think they're 50 cents. So I have like a gazillion of these colors. The only thing is that with that one, you have to definitely have to give it 2 coats because the paint is not as good, but it's still pretty good.
So is the gray just like an undercoat on there, or are you doing like a dry brush thing, or are you covering it?
So I'm doing a second coat.
Oh, a second coat of gray. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a second coat of gray because with the darker colors, it's a lot of the house paint goes on 1 coat and you're fine. But with the darker colors, I pretty much always have to do 2 coats. And then when you pipe on the decorations, you're going to want it to stick to the paint. So right after I give it the second coat is when I'll do the piping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
It wouldn't
otherwise
stick if
doesn't,
it was dry?
stick. No,
Hmm.
it sticks okay, but not as good as if it's on wet paint.
Hmm.
I saw that you got your tree up, Gina.
I did, and I love it. I never
It's
had one of those
awesome.
little
I
skinny
like that
trees,
topper.
and it's so cute, and it fits like in a corner, like, you know, barely takes up any room. Now I want like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. One of these days I'll get a Halloween one up. So, but yeah, that looks like fun. We actually haven't got any of our decorations down yet.
I don't have all of them up, that's for sure. Some of the newer ones I've been making.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as the decorations go, I would say that my Halloween cakes sold the most like in August. So
Oh, really?
people are ahead of the game. They really
Yeah.
plan ahead. Because this month has been slower than it was like in August and September. Okay. For the Halloween cakes anyway.
Mhm.
So let me.
Does that
Okay, use a rig.
the stuff in the bag stay, you know, easy to smooth and everything for a while to pipe it?
It usually does, except for the tip, like right here, where I'm
Okay.
like struggling because I didn't. I don't know if I've done any black piping for a little while, so it's kind of stuck in there. but it'll stay soft. I usually leave it in a bag like this, and then I put it in another bag just to keep it airtight, and it'll stay. So this is a star tip. You can get this pretty much anywhere. A lot of places have cake decorating sections now. Oh, Target still doesn't,
No,
but Walmart does. And like my local grocery store does. And of course, Michael's does. So.
yeah, and Joann's, Michael's, all those places.
Yeah.
Do
you guys have?
I got real into
What's that?
cake decorating a few years back. Like, you know, I get on these kicks and I need to get all the things and, you know, throw myself into it like crazy. And then, you know, I'll do a few for people or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I put that away for a while and then I never get it out again. This happens to me with so many things. And so I have like a huge bin downstairs full of all the tools and everything else. Wasting away down there. I should get it out again.
You'll use it again. Yeah. I'm sure you go through your phases. So every
Did you take classes before you started working in bakeries, or how did you learn? You just learned on the job, or?
I just learned on the job. Yeah. So me being a decorator is just like being undecisive of what I wanted to do with my life. So I became a decorator. That's how it happened. And then when I started doing it, and I was like, well, I've always been creative. So I was like, well, this is pretty creative. So I just stuck with it. So that one is a rose tip. I don't know if you can see it. So I have a triple border here. And then this one has no tip in it. It's just the bag.
Oh, okay.
It's just the bag, and I cut a hole.
Have you made some real pretty crazy cakes for people?
I made a couple of toilet cakes with the writing, "There goes your youth" in the water. So that always goes down as like the best cake or the worst cake I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So toilet cakes, and then I don't know, all the rest seem like not so crazy after that one. But yeah, there's been I mean, you name the theme, I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for the swags. I just mark it evenly. So I'm gonna do 6. And then I get the rose tip again, and I hold it upside down.
So how hard is it to fix it if you screw up? Just asking for myself, because I know I would screw up.
Well,
I mean,
if
it probably gets smeared on the,
yeah, if it doesn't dry, then you can just like, you would just smear it off and then use the bench scraper and then kind of like repaint and start all over again.
Yeah.
So, but once it dries, then it's hard. Then you have to like really rip it apart and sand it yeah, to get it smooth again.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was the most unusual cake request you've ever received thus far?
Well, I mean, probably that toilet cake, and I don't know. I've done so many cakes like for so many years. It's hard for me to remember. I think I've done like every theme, like just barbecues, burgers, just and this is out of like, this is when I was making real cakes.
Yeah.
Like a zombie fighting Bigfoot. They had me draw that out on a, you know, it was for like a little kid. It was for a little kid. I did another one. It was like a bloody shark mouth coming out of the water with like blood, and they wanted legs on there. That was another one. It's just, you know, so it was usually for kids. So it's kind of funny. It just makes you laugh. Or some of the things that people have you write, you know, like cursing on cakes and breakup cakes and things like that. And you're just like, I don't want to be involved in this. I don't. Oh, and then there's like, anatomy cakes.
Oh yeah.
Usually if I was working with somebody else, I'd be like, you do that. I'm not doing that.
One more question. What was your favorite one to do? Do you have any favorite ones that are memorable?
Oh, I don't know. I really like, I enjoy doing all of the scary, like Gothic style cakes. Those are definitely my favorites. I get like super happy when they turn out nice. And then when somebody orders one, I'm like, yes, they see my vision.
Do you ever use?
So do they leave it up to you? Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to ask if like, do they leave it up to you? Do they just kind of say, I want a black one? And do they leave it up to you to decorate, or do you sometimes get very clear direction on what they want?
Well, both. Some people are really particular about what they want and exactly how they want it, exactly what color and all that. But sometimes they're just like, oh, just do your magic. And I'm like, gladly. You know, it's more exciting. So I did work at this one place, and they let me do all kinds of crazy things at that place, like a sculpted cake that looked like a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. And in that store I did a lot of three-dimensional stuff. So it was like a lot of 3D cakes, pumpkins, skeletons, and little bunnies at Easter time, and everything was like sculpted. So that was a very creative job. That was a lot of fun.
I suppose you can't really do that with these, being that it's styrofoam, unless you sculpt the styrofoam somehow. Or you could build it up, I suppose, with a spackling or something.
Yeah, mostly the cakes that I've been doing for my Etsy shop are like, they look like cakes.
Yeah,
they look like cakes. So another thing I did, this is the last job that I had, was the Millennial Falcon.
Oh,
from Star Wars. We did that. So, but there was like 4 of us working on that, and it was covered in fondant. It was huge. It had lights, and it was up on a platform, so it looked like it was flying. It was tilted. That was so much fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a real cake. So
did you ever want to go on the Cake Wars or anything on TV?
I had an interview for 1 or 2 of those, because I've also made a ton of gingerbread houses. And so the last interview I had was for this gingerbread competition. And then I didn't make it. And after I didn't make it, I thought, I'm so glad I didn't make it. Because I know me, I have nerves, and that just, no, that would not have worked for me. That would have not worked. So no way. I just imagine the television cameras coming on me and just like freezing. Like, no. So, and I'm okay under pressure, you know, a time limit and all that stuff, but the camera's like, no. Mm-mm.
My daughter and
So I get
watch
like,
those shows all the time.
they're so much fun.
Yeah.
I know. Me and my daughter watch it too, like Sugar Rush and those kind of things. But it's like, and I've also
Halloween
known some
baking
people that have been
wars.
on them.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I know people that have been on them, and like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what if you get voted off first? Like, it's the worst. It's like, I don't care, just don't get voted off first. So I don't know. I don't think I could do that. They still send me like you know, emails saying that this is coming up or that's coming up, but I don't respond anymore.
What size are these cakes? Like, do you have like small, medium, large, or do you have like by inches you go by, or what?
Yeah, this is a 6x6. So it's 6 inches wide, 6 inches tall. And right now I'm doing a lot of this size. I just like the way it looks because you have a lot of space on the side to decorate with the swags and little details. So I think it's pretty when it's a little bit taller. But yeah, I do. I'm also doing a lot of small, like miniature cakes too. So a lot of people like those. They don't want to spend a lot of money, but they want something cute. They're like you know, $25. And those are usually 3-inch cakes or 4-inch cakes.
Do you do ever do any like stencil type stuff like people do with real cakes sometimes, or you know?
I haven't, no,
that kind of thing.
not yet. I don't think I've ever used a stencil.
Because you could probably just paint onto there with stencil, right?
That's true. That's true. I should look into that. Lately, I've been using a lot of pearls and lace. Yeah.
You mean like a real pearls and lace, or what are you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Real pearls and lace, which is really, you know, that's like another thing that's exciting for me, since I always did this out of everything was edible. Now I get to put all kinds of things on the cakes because it's not edible. It's just like beads and pearls and little crystals and glitter and all these different things that I never was able to use before. Now I can use it. So yeah, so that one is done. The only thing is that I didn't put it on a board, but I can do that after. And this would need at least, before I paint any of the gray part, the dark gray part, before I paint it black, it needs like at least 48 hours or more, you know, before I paint it. So that's that one.
How long have you had your Etsy store?
Since 2016.
Oh, quite a while.
Yeah. So I've been just slowly growing it. I'll be right back. Let me put this on the shelf.
So Gina, while we wait, I don't know if you saw it in the chat, but I recalled when I went to pick our venue for my wedding, They just had a room full of cakes and they were all fake. I think that's just the way they did it. Because they just said, pick your cake and they said, then we'll just have some real cake for you to hand out to people.
Right.
I never really, I don't know if that was ahead of their time or.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've never heard of that before, really. Not maybe recently, but not a very long time
Yeah,
ago.
like they had a room full. It was like all kinds of fake cakes and they just roll out the one you want.
Nice.
How cool. I haven't heard of that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be unusual. Do they do it now? Like I was married 28 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had anyone order more than one cake from me. And then as far as wedding cakes go, I think I've probably only done about a dozen at this point, maybe 15. So I would say, yeah, they're ahead of their time. And that was smart because they last forever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they could just have it in the room and then it just sits there and then the bride can pick.
Oh, I just thought that's how everybody got married with fake cakes.
How many cakes do you have in your house or studio at a time? More or less. Like waiting to be sold.
Well, right now, I mean, I'm looking at there's 30 cakes right here, but they're all miniature. And then I have probably another 40 in the room behind me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, and then my husband bought me a shed. And so he put that up about, maybe 3 months ago, full. Because the thing is that when I get a new idea, I'm just like, ding, I gotta do it. And then I just do it and then I just wait for it to sell. And then but there's always another idea. So,
right.
Yeah. So I have a big inventory right now, but it's fine. They go.
Yeah.
I would love to see a miniature one. I love miniatures.
Like a mini?
Yeah.
I mean, I just have this one. It's just 3 inches. So actually, yeah, this one's 3 inches.
Cute.
And this one's 4 inches. So it's 4 by 3. So. And
I know some of your things on your site are hats, people make little hats out of them, or you do, I should say. Or little half cakes that you hang on the wall and stuff. Oh, that's cute.
This is my Halloween hat. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm like, I have an idea. So
do people more get them for kids parties or adult parties too, or just depends?
I think adults.
Yeah.
I think adults. Yeah. So I know somebody was going to go to Disneyland and wear hers, and then somebody else said, "Oh, it's my 40th birthday coming up, so I want one for that." And so yeah, just any occasion and Halloween costumes. I just started making pie hats. So I have a pumpkin pie hat. Let me get it real quick.
That black one looks cute.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see one with her splash blood drops over it, like she talked about.
Look at
That's
that.
the pumpkin pie hat. So, yeah, you have to tie it around your chin. So if you're going to Thanksgiving at someone's house, it makes a great hostess gift.
Cute.
So I
for a pie festival.
It's just fun, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's what you've always wanted, right?
Yeah.
A pie hat. Yeah.
And then you have other ones that are half cakes you hang on the wall, or I've seen some of those.
So I just made this one because I'm into my black and white. All of a sudden, everything has to be black and white. So you would just hook it and hang it.
So cute.
and it fits flat on the wall. So, and I have like a strawberry version and lemon and a cherry and like a rainbow sprinkle. So, and then people have ordered some custom ones of these too. So
I
So
saw the lemon ones and I was wondering how you make the actual lemon slices. Or what are those made of?
those I buy.
Okay.
I just buy. So some of the stuff I can sculpt, and then some of it I just buy online. I just sculpted these out of clay.
Cute.
And there's this cool new clay. I don't know what it is, actually. I'm not sure what kind of material this is, but it's like this foam sculpting material. And I just started using that. And so this maybe, I don't know, probably doesn't even weigh an ounce, but this is the other sculpting material.
Okay.
And this is like lighter than a marshmallow. It's so
Really?
light. So I love this new material that I found. So.
And you,
Um,
do you do still your gingerbread houses and stuff at Christmas time?
well, last year, I think I only did one. And my shop has been pretty busy. So my customers are keeping me busy. So I haven't had as much time to do the gingerbread houses anymore.
Mm.
I love doing them, but I just haven't had that much time. And so, yeah, last year I did like a wizard's castle, and I have some of the like tutorial of it on Pinterest, on my Pinterest
Mhm.
page. That was great. I had a really great time doing it, but I didn't have any time for the rest of the year to do another one. So I don't know. We'll see if I have time this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are
Yeah.
real gingerbread. Those are not fake.
Those are real gingerbread. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I was selling those for a while too, as like just like a I was selling them as a non-edible, because you're really just supposed to put it up on the shelf.
Right.
So much time and work goes into it, and it takes so long. It's like, who wants to eat that anyway?
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, but I didn't sell any last year. I took that listing down completely. And yeah, so
Well, what's your most popular like cake? Is there one that really outsells all the others?
probably anything pink.
Oh,
People love pink. This is what I'm finding out. So
really?
I like black, but everybody else likes pink. So
Against all your Victorian tendencies.
yes, it is. It is. But you know, I still throw my own stuff in there. But yeah, if I want to really sell stuff, just pink. It's got to be pink. You know,
Interesting.
strawberries, pink with strawberries, pink anything, pink with glitter. Yeah.
Hmm. What
And
about blue?
then-
Is that come in second?
Blue, yeah, like my light blue. I have a light blue Victorian cake, and that one's pretty popular. So it's very light with white delicate piping on it. So that one has sold a lot.
And then what about your little mini houses? Are you still doing those? Tell me about those.
So the mini house thing, I love doing them. I just, again, the cakes have taken over. So it's like, I kind of have to decide like what I'm doing with it, because I took down that listing for a good amount of this year and I just put it back up. But I love doing those houses too. They're very time consuming,
Mhm.
like very time consuming. So that's the only thing. I mean, I really enjoy it, but I don't have that much time. So.
And you were always doing custom ones for those, pretty much?
Yeah, so if I do the paper houses, they are made of styrofoam paper, spackling for the landscape. Sometimes I buy the mini trees. There's little elements that are in clay, and they're always custom. And people send me pictures of their house, of whatever they want, and then I just replicate it in a miniature form. So I've had a couple of people who have ordered them for like older family members,
Mhm.
like their dad's childhood home or the
Aw.
home that they all grew up. Yeah, I know. And these people
Oh,
are
that's
just
so
like
sweet.
so sweet, and they leave me
Yeah.
the sweetest reviews, and they're like, my dad was in tears and this and that, and I'm just like, oh my god, so nice. So it's really nice. So I do like doing those. So maybe one day I'll have an assistant, and then
There
I
you
can
go.
do all this stuff. But for right now, it's
Never
just
know.
me.
You're gonna have to add
Yeah,
on to
yeah.
your little office there.
I
Get another
think I
shed
should.
or something.
Get another shed to fill. Yeah.
Do you have any other Halloweeny looking cakes handy?
Yeah, this is the one that I wanted to do. If you wanted to do giveaway with this one.
Oh, okay.
And then well, I have this one just sold, but I have it handy. So
Oh, that's pretty.
purple.
Nice. Purple. Oh, look, I'm
Okay.
purple.
Yeah, purple and black. Oh yeah, that's your shirt. So that one's kind of cool. You could see it like on a display with
Yeah. I love
with
that. Mhm.
the gray cake. And that's why a couple of people got this. These are not finished, but it's kind of like a
Oh.
nude color with lace, and then it gets
Ah,
a black border on top of the cherry. So
Very pretty.
and that one has sold out recently, so I just had to restock that.
Hmm.
And then I have a green one back here. I'm loving this green.
Oh, yeah.
ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
Pretty, right? I know,
Very
I just love it. So this is
Frankenstein colored.
this actually it's pretty. It's like dramatic
Mhm.
and dark. So this actually has to be painted black because that's that first layer of spackle that's just too gray, but I added little pearls in there. So,
Nice.
you know, just for like a little addition. And then here's another hat,
Oh, cute.
a little candy corn.
Very cute.
Yeah. So, and
Love it.
I get on Pinterest, and like, you know, I'm sure you ladies know about Pinterest, how it is. You get like every idea in the world on
Yeah.
Pinterest, and you just
Although
making your
I've
own,
been
right?
like, I went on Pinterest, I don't know, months back to do like a page for the group, you know, under that name. And it seems like it's a lot different than it used to be, or how it looks, or or maybe it's because it's a business page. I don't know, but it's kind of confusing to me.
I find Pinterest very confusing. It's
didn't
one thing
used
I
to be
just
that
haven't been
way.
able to grasp.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Well,
to
I think they
spend
did change
more
it
time.
recently.
Mm.
Because I've noticed the views are a little, they're strange. Like the views are very strange now, but I think they really like the idea pins now. If you pin something under an idea pin, then you're going to get a lot of views, but you can't put a clickable link on an idea pin, which is weird. Yeah, so you can only put a clickable link on a regular pin, and then also video performs far outperforms you know, any photos. So it's all about video.
Which is too bad for us people that are a little gun shy of video. Like me. Yeah, it seems like it's hard to even find my page of things I've pinned. Like I just get all these other people's things. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But
well, I'm gonna hop off. That was great. I love your cakes.
Thank you.
They're pretty cool. I'm gonna bow out of the giveaway because I'm up in Canada. Who knows how long it'll take to get it up to the border? So, you know, even if it'll be allowed across the border.
This is true.
You know,
I didn't know you were in Canada.
yeah, I'm near Toronto.
Oh, okay.
I live in a city called Mississauga, and it's known for its Marilyn Monroe towers.
Uh-huh.
Architecturally, these towers, they're two, condo buildings, but they're shaped,
Yeah.
And we're
Oh, that's
also
awesome.
known for our ex-mayor, who became mayor at the age of like 58 and was mayor for 36 years. She's 100 years old now, but she retired just 5 years ago.
Wow.
She was on Regis Philbin's show with Kelly.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
She's pretty world famous too, because she was so old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stayed
So-
sharp, I guess. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Mhm.
she's still, we're good friends, and she's as sharp as can be. Oh yeah.
Wow.
She just turned 100 this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's
great.
my claim to fame is the city next to Toronto. It's a suburb of Toronto. Like there's a number of cities that surround the main city of Toronto here.
Yeah.
Where are you located, Rebecca?
Awesome.
I didn't check.
I'm in Huntington Beach. So California. Yeah. So anyway, we don't live too far from the beach. We just had a big giant air show by
Nice.
us this last weekend. It was amazing. That was really gorgeous. And then now we just had an oil spill, unfortunately.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Oh,
so anyway, that happened on Sunday. So, but I really like it. It's crowded though. That's the only thing. It's crowded, but other than that, I love it. So I'm a native
Nice.
Californian. I used to live in the East Coast for a while, but I'm from here.
well,
It's hard to give it
Gina and
up.
I aren't. We're not far apart from each other, Gina. You're just
No.
across the border.
Yeah. I'm in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to
Yeah.
suffer through winters,
Yeah, that's for sure.
Rebecca, in her warm.
I kind of miss the winters a little bit. Yeah, I do. I kind of miss
Till you come to the East Coast, right?
Oh, I mean, I kind of still thought it was novelty. The only time that I
Okay.
really got sick of it was like any time after March. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready for sunshine. I'm ready for
Yeah.
sun. Prior to that, go ahead, snow. I don't care. After March, like March, April, May, you're
Yeah.
creeping in May and you're still
Yeah.
cold outside.
Yeah.
Like, no, thanks. No,
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah,
that.
it's real sickening.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite season is winter.
Oh,
Really?
is it?
I love snow. I love cold and I love snow.
Yeah.
I hate summer. Hate
Oh,
summer.
really?
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. I'm weird.
There are a lot of people like that.
No, not really. Everybody's different.
Rebecca, what you want to just give everybody, just say your Instagram, your Etsy shop and all that?
Yeah, you can find me at Aunt Beck's Bakery on Instagram, Facebook, and on Pinterest. So I have a lot of tutorials for gingerbread houses, paper houses, and cakes on my Pinterest page. And then my Instagram is Aunt Beck's Bakery too. But this is actually my third time with the Instagram page. I don't know if you knew about that, but I got hacked twice.
Oh
so
yeah, I remember you
I
had
had
a
it.
hard time.
I had it growing and growing, and then I got hacked, and then I got it growing again, and then I got hacked. And I was like, are you kidding me? But anyway, I got on it again, and I'm just going to continue. So if it happens again, I'm going to start again. I don't care.
You
because
can't beat
I
me
like-
down.
I like, you can't. And I like being on IG, and I like seeing everybody else's art,
Yeah.
there's like so many incredible things to see on that app. So, but anyway, I'm on that. And then I've been on Facebook for a long time. So that one's hopefully not getting shut down. So yeah. And then Etsy, it's the same thing. Aunt Beck's Bakery.
Okay.
Cool. Well, I'm going to
if-
slide out.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Louisa.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
If Louisa wants to bow out of the cake, I was going to suggest then having it go to Kat, because she was here and I know she's interested in your cakes anyway, because she was saying she wants to check out or she was looking at your Etsy because she needs some of these for her photo shoots. So
Okay.
what
Yeah,
do you think about that?
fine by me.
Okay. I'll have to send her a message and let her know and get
Okay.
her details and all that. And I'll have you in on the same message and stuff. Okay.
Perfect. And I'll try to send it out soon so you can get it before Halloween.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Okay.
thank you, Rebecca. That was very cool.
Okay.
I love it all.
Thanks for having me.
The creepier, the
Okay.
better.
I love your group.
Thank you. Thanks for being in it.
All right.
All right. Have a
Okay.
good night.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And a good
Enjoy
month of Halloween.
October.
Yeah, my favorite.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.